Nearly 1 year in the books for San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie. He joins us now inside the KPIX virtual studio as we get a chance to chat about the first year of your administration. So let's begin with crime and safety. That was one of the big issues on your campaign. Crime is down, the numbers are down, but more importantly, when you talk to people around the city in San Francisco, more people say they feel like they're safe.
That's right. Crime is down citywide 30%. Down in Union Square in the financial district, it's down 40%. We're using license plate readers. We're using drones as a first responder to make sure that we catch those that are committing crimes in our city. It used to be where you committed a crime, you thought you could get away with it. That is not the case any longer. And I think people are feeling that vibe shift in our city. And I'm really proud of SFPD and the work that they're doing. We have more to do. There's no question, but we are at historic lows in terms of violent crime. We haven't seen these type of numbers since the 1950s, but I'm not going to be satisfied. We're going to keep pressing that in 2026.
And on social media, you've been very active getting the message out to your constituents. I think your followers, 192,000 on Instagram, 34,000 on TikTok, 36,000 on Twitter. Are you on Threads and some of the other ones?
I think we're on all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Here's what you posted on crime on Instagram.
Okay. Crime is down in this city. It's down 30%. Car break-ins year over year, down 44%. Homicides are down to lows that we haven't seen since the 1950s. Now, we have work to do. We all know this. We can do better, and we will, but we are...
So you had a lot of comments on that post, mostly positive, but Veronica Sessions had this comment: I need to clean up the Tenderloin ASAP, all areas, get the drug users off the street in the Mission, around 16th and 24th Streets, especially at night. Looks like zombie land. The Tenderloin could look a lot better. She does make a very good point. There is a stark difference between like what the Tenderloin looks like between the day and nighttime. What are you doing to change that?
She's absolutely right. I'm frustrated by some of the conditions that I see on our streets. I actually just went with the police chief and District Attorney Brooke Jenkins yesterday to the Tenderloin. We walked for an hour with childcare providers where some streets are better and some streets are not. So we have work to do during the day. We have work to do at night. We're down a lot of police officers, and nothing beats having police officers walking the beat. That's what we heard from community members and early childhood providers. They want to see officers out walking the beat. For the first time in 7 years, we're going to have a net increase in police officers, but we're still short on the staffing front. But what we have is a 40% increase in applications to be SFPD officers. So we're going to get there, but she's right. And we're going to continue to walk the beat and do everything we can in the Tenderloin and the Mission and in every neighborhood.
You have a brand new police chief. Will that help with staffing?
I think morale is up at SFPD. I think people understand the importance of law enforcement. We're going to continue to have good community policing, making sure that we work with the leaders in those communities. And I think the new incoming chief, Derek Liu, is going to do a fantastic job.
So let's go to the topic of homelessness. This is a housing issue. Some might say this is a mental health issue. Some might say it's a drug issue. It's a very complicated issue. But my question is, how do you get people off the streets, but more importantly, keep them off the streets?
Yeah, it's a great question, and it is complicated. I think what we are mostly seeing out in the streets is a drug crisis. We have still up over 500 drug treatment and recovery beds. Whereas before, we would just say, let's build more shelter beds and just get people into shelter. Well, if you are struggling with addiction and you're put into a shelter bed or permanent supportive housing unit without any supports, it doesn't end up well, especially with this fentanyl crisis, which is still killing far too many people every single day on our streets. So we have been about trying new innovative approaches like 822 Geary Street. Mm-hmm. It's a place that first responders and law enforcement can bring somebody to for 24 hours if they're in crisis on the street. It used to be it was the hospital or the jail. Now with 822 Geary Street, there's a new innovative approach where we say, okay, go get help. Let's get you onto some medication, and then let's get you out to the right kind of shelter placement. And We also have a new outreach strategy, a coordinated team approach, and we've had 40% higher placements this year over last year in terms of getting people into the right kind of bed.
Do you feel it's working? The number of encampments has gone down.
I'm glad you brought that up. Just today, it was recorded lowest tent count in 6 years since we started measuring this. We started this year at a number that was a record, and we continue to drop each and every quarter. We are making progress on the tents on the street, and I'm really proud of our team on that front.
Before you took office, San Francisco was kind of caught in that doom loop narrative. Businesses were forced to shut down, some moving away. What are you doing to keep businesses here? I think some of the small business owners have mostly been positive about some of the policies you put in place to kind of help them thrive.
Permit SF is a great example of the supervisors and my office working together to strip away the red tape that makes it so complicated for our businesses to thrive in San Francisco. One example, you can now put tables and chairs outside of your business without having to spend 30 days going back and forth with our permit center, without having to pay $2,500 a year to the city just to put out tables and chairs. So we're making life easier on our small businesses. They're the lifeblood of our city, and we're going to continue to press forward to public safety. We're going to create the conditions through public safety, through that behavioral health crisis that we were talking about. You do that, and everyone's going to come flooding back to San Francisco. We're already seeing it. Retailers are coming back. Uniqlo, back on 4th and Mission next year. Zara is opening up a 40,000 square foot spot in Union Square. This past weekend, Union Square, bustling. We're on the rise.
On that note, this is what you said about the crown jewel of the city, Union Square.
Walking in Union Square, it's happening. Look at this. There's a line across the corner, a Nintendo. We just left Winter Walk. It's happening, everybody. Come on down. I hope you're having a great Saturday.
You're getting good with the selfies. I see there. But Union Square, obviously, it's the crown jewel for the shopping district for San Francisco. What are your plans to keep that part of the city going? But also, you have the San Francisco Center that's pretty much empty. What are you going to do with that building? Yeah,
we just opened Winter Walk this weekend. We need to drive people to Union Square and to downtown. And people always ask, well, what about the neighborhoods? And absolutely, we're committed to our neighborhoods as to North Beach and the Sunset, and those neighborhoods are in many cases doing very well. But before COVID, Union Square and downtown drove 60% of our tax revenue. We're down to closer to 40% now. So Union Square, downtown, that drives our ability to fund Muni, our public schools, our parks. And so, but I'm telling you, what's happening is retailers want to be back because they hear about these public safety numbers. They hear about an administration and a board of supervisors that is putting away old ways of doing business and saying, hey, we want you here. We want retailers. We want conferences. We want to create the conditions for your success. And it is happening, as I said there.
So I'm getting the word to wrap up. I do want to ask you, how do you assess 2025? What's coming in 2026?
We got off to a strong start this year. I am confident in the momentum that we have built, and 2026 is all about putting our foot on the accelerator, executing for the people of San Francisco. Last year at this time, 28% of San Franciscans felt like we were heading in the right direction. Today, 62% of San Franciscans think the future is bright and that we're going in the right direction. And I am just going to be relentless in tackling the issues that we've talked about here tonight. Super Bowl, World Cup.
We got world stage.
We got so much to look forward to, Ryan. I am so excited about 2026.
And my last question, you're a social media mayor. Are you going to do any TikTok dancing? Are you going to kind of expand your portfolio on social media?
No, we're trying to keep those followers. If you see me dancing, we'll plummet. But
I think you got a little Fred Astaire in you.
Oh, my goodness. I appreciate that. Listen, I want to wish all your viewers a happy holidays and a happy new year. And just know that San Francisco is on the rise. And you know how I end everything. Let's go San Francisco.
All right. Mayor Daniel Lurie, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.